Footage of the latest operation carried out by the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense in the Russian-occupied territory of the Zaporizhzhia region has been released. As seen in the drone footage published on the agency's Telegram channel, kamikaze drones struck a train carrying fuel tankers. The incident took place between the villages of Levadin and Molokansk. During the operation carried out by the main intelligence directorates, Kabul, 9, and the Khortytsia Operational Strategic Troop Group, at least 11 out of approximately 20 tankers were completely destroyed. The fire in the area lasted for several hours. There is no information about the number of casualties at this time. A large-scale fire has broken out near the town of Tokmak, which is temporarily occupied by Russia, in the Zaporizhzhia region. A Russian echelon with fuel is on fire, according to Petro Andriashenko, head of the Center for Occupation Studies. The enemy train could have been hit by the Ukrainian Defense Forces on the railroad section between the village of Levadin and Molokansk. Our people on the ground confirm the main bonus: the railroad track is ruined. It will take a couple of weeks to replace it, which means the fuel will not go to the front for 2 weeks, he added. It is currently reported that 11 tanks are burning. Smoke can be seen 15 to 20 kilometers away. As a bonus, it is specified that the railway line is heavily damaged. Andriashenko estimates that repairs will take 2 weeks. Accordingly, it will no longer be possible to deliver fuel to the front line by rail. The train is burning on the section of the railway between the village of Levidnoy and the city of Molokansk. The main intelligence directorate itself has not yet commented on this event. Recall, recently, at least 7 people were killed and 69 injured when a highway bridge collapsed onto railway tracks after an illegal interference, derailing a train in Russia's Bryansk region that borders Ukraine. The train's locomotive and several cars derailed, due to the collapse of a span structure of the road bridge as a result of an illegal interference in the operation of transport, Russian railways said on the Telegram messaging app. Alexander Bogomaz, the governor of the Bryansk region, said on Telegram that 44 people were hospitalized. 3 children were among those injured with 1 in serious condition, he added. Russia's Ministry of Emergency Situations said on Telegram that efforts to find and rescue victims continued throughout the night, and that some 180 personnel were involved in the operation. Among those killed was the locomotive driver, Russia's state news agencies reported, citing medics.
Russian airfields are another target that the defense forces of Ukraine regularly strike, and this concerns not only the destruction of Russian aviation. This was stated by military expert, founder of the Reactive Mail organization Pavel Narozny, on air on Radio NV. we can recall the strikes on oil depots when the fuel for strategic bombers burns. Why is this done? During the SBU operation, a large number of Tu-95 aircraft were destroyed, but they still had a large number of Tu-160 aircraft. If I am not mistaken, during the entire operation, only one Tu-160 was damaged, not even destroyed, Narozny said. He also noted that Russian Tu-160 aircraft require a specific fuel, high-viscosity kerosene, which the defense forces destroyed during one of the latest strikes on Russia. Because the Tu-160 rises to a great height and covers a great distance, and this fuel burned successfully at the oil depot and not in the plane's engines, and that is why the enemy is launching cruise missiles in a rather limited manner. It is already limited to sea-launched caliber missiles, and they have a rather difficult time with air-launched missiles, Narozny added. Recall, Russian aerospace forces have redeployed Tu-160 strategic bombers from Engels 2 Air Base, located just 500 kilometers behind the Ukrainian front lines, to one of its easternmost facilities, just 500 kilometers from the U.S. state of Alaska. At least 2 of the aircraft were seen at Anadyr Air Base, located over 6,600 kilometers from Ukraine, with the bombers being equipped with 5,000 kilometers range Kh-101/102 cruise missiles. However, they will still be able to take part in precision strikes on targets on Ukrainian territory as well as across Europe, with the aircraft's own ranges, by many estimates, being the longest of any combat jets in the world. The decision to redeploy the bombers follows sustained Ukrainian attacks on their primary operational facility, Engels 2 Air Base, including a successful strike on June the 6th, which resulted in a major fire. This attack occurred 5 days after coordinated drone operations using fleets of AI-driven aircraft infiltrated deep into Russia, struck bomber bases across the country, causing serious losses among the Tu-95MS and Tu-22M3 bomber fleets. It remains uncertain what portion of the Tu-160 fleet was redeployed to Anadyr Air Base, or the extent to which Ukrainian attacks on facilities further west influenced the decision. Bombers frequently deploy to bases across Russia for exercises and shows of force in peacetime, although the timing of the latest deployment has fueled speculation that it may at least partly be a response to ensure the aircraft's security. Engels 2 Air Base has been successfully targeted multiple times by Ukrainian forces, albeit never with a confirmed kill against bombers based there. On January the 8th, a Ukrainian long-range drone strike successfully targeted the Kombinat Krystal fuel depot near the facility, with the attack reported to have destroyed reserves of T-8V high-density specialized aviation fuel used by the Tu-160 fleet. Subsequently, on March the 20th, a drone attack caused a major explosion at the facility. These strikes were far from unprecedented, with 3 attacks on Engels 2 having been launched in December 2022 alone. The Tu-160 is by far the highest value combat aircraft fielded by the Russian armed forces and has, from 2015, received considerable investment from the Defense Ministry to resume production.